I was just watching Austin's beautiful pour into that glass.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
Does that glass naturally have
There was
Bronco
like
colors?
an art to it.
Yes, it does.
No, somebody had to
Look at
color
that.
it.
The perfect head.
Well,
That's what they call it.
I know. It was just funny.
I'm going to bring this into the podcast now. We're gonna,
After that comment?
we're going to just circle this in and...
By the way, I'm drinking a drink. It's
Yeah.
nothing more than a drink, you sickos.
Drinking a drink.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
We want to welcome everybody back to Five's a Crowd.
Welcome, Chris.
Evening for us or morning for you or whenever you're listening to us. But I am Zach. Got Tony here.
Hello.
Austin.
Hey, yo.
Chris.
Hello.
And Cam.
That's me.
So,
That is you.
how are you fine gentlemen doing?
So good.
Got
Doing good now.
gassy.
We've got extra room for those of you tuning in on YouTube.
yes.
We've got a table extension. We're nice and roomy and comfy and cozy.
Yeah.
Our knees are safe and distant from each other.
not knocking each other.
All thanks to Chris and
Well
his
done.
craftsmanship.
Well
Thanks,
done,
Chris.
little woodworker.
Don't pay too close
Chris does a
attention.
good job.
Yes, it's wonderful. So much space.
Is that a sliver?
Didn't do great on the sand job, though.
Whoa.
A little rough. A little rough.
Man.
Oh, that's awesome. So tonight,
Well,
I
mean, can we do that in front of the camera? Like,
yes, I mean,
this is a children's show.
let's get a little weird tonight.
Whoa.
I like weird.
Nice.
Does Kara know about this?
Isn't
Different levels of weird.
Yes.
Isn't that weird?
From Holland, isn't that weird?
I love gold. Sorry.
I want to talk about weird laws.
Weird.
Weird laws.
Weird laws.
Anywhere, everywhere, whatever you've heard.
Like how weird we talk.
Start us out, Zach. What?
Oh,
Give us something
you
weird.
want me to start you out?
Some weird.
This is gonna go to a weird
I mean, are
place.
you going to
So-
set the bar high? Right
I
out
might
the
set
gate?
the bar high with, and I'm going to start in our own state of Utah.
Okie dokie.
Ooh.
As of last year, this has actually been repealed. Did I say that right?
As in, it's no longer
It's
a
no
law.
longer a law.
Okay.
Sex before marriage was against the law.
Bro, I was a
What?
I was a lawbreaker.
I was like, bro.
Lock me up.
Until March. Okay, so this was about 2 years ago,
20
actually.
to life for me.
March of 2019, the law was finally removed from the books. It wasn't enforced, but
Like, yeah.
Gary Herbert decided we need to update the laws around here a
Oh,
little bit,
geez.
even though some people were like, are you sure you want to get rid of that one? That seems like a good law.
That's the thing, though. Like, how do they enforce these?
Busting in your door. What are you doing?
Like, yeah.
Calling the dogs.
Dude, they have a dog. They have a dog that could just smell it going on.
Gross, gross.
Scratching on door number 2.
Some fish is going on there.
Where's my treat? Where's my treat?
The entire Motel 8 has been condemned.
And this is the thing is like I've heard about weird laws like my whole life because we're one of those families that had the Reader's Digest in our bathroom.
I think all families did.
All right, is that
Yeah.
like
My
just a
family did.
common
My family
thing?
did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't. All right. There's a good amount.
But I loved reading the jokes in whenever I got a hold of a reader.
they had good jokes, and they
Yes.
always had like weird laws. Like periodically, they would just have weird laws.
I missed that
lists.
section.
Interesting.
I always loved the jokes in Playboy.
They have
The
jokes.
jokes.
Kidding.
Let me guess, you're one of those
Not
guys that
yet.
read the articles.
They have articles.
Kidding.
I like the stories. It's all about the stories.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it's a picture book, right?
Picture book
This
for
is Kim.
adults.
See Kim run.
What did I just miss?
Fun with
Dick and
Fun
Jane.
with Dick and Jane.
I mean, part of that statement's right.
That might be more penthouse.
I said
though.
run. All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyways,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
let's go to circle. Tony, what you got?
Well, all right. If we're going to start off with Utah ones, this one blew my mind. And as far as I saw, it's still a law. husbands, so if the wife breaks the law with the husband present, then the husband is responsible.
Well, that's just a load of crap.
Wait, are we talking any law?
Like any law at all.
Like if she commits a crime, if the
Okay.
wife commits a crime in the husband's presence, the husband is responsible.
They're not like co-conspirators.
Correct.
There
Yeah.
you go, ladies of Utah.
Wow.
If your husband is with
Step
you
your
and you
game up.
feel like breaking the law, he will take the fall.
Is that still active?
From what I saw, yeah. I didn't see anything about it.
According to the all-knowing
Checkmate.
and never wrong internet.
I am never going anywhere with my wife
For
ever
real.
again.
No. We will break the law in our own
Oh,
home.
you looking to break a law tonight? I'm going home. Okay, do this on your own.
And so with that, though, there was another one with husband and wife that I thought was funny. In Samoa, it is illegal to forget the wife's birthday. If you forget your wife's birthday, you are breaking the law in Samoa.
How are all Samoan men not in jail?
Is there like a time frame, or is it on the day? Or do you have like a week?
11:59
do you have
that
to
night,
know
you're like,
the-
happy birthday!
It's like Uno. You have to say it before she calls you out on it.
Whatever. She would be like 12 a.m. It's my birthday. You didn't say it. Oh, man.
I was
It's like, don't
sleeping.
worry. This year I won't prosecute. You're
Book
fine.
him.
Don't let it happen again.
Don't let it happen again.
Demonic wife going on?
Oh,
Or Batman
goodness.
wife.
Batman wife. Yes.
All right, Os, what do you got?
Oh boy.
Here's one for you. Men must wear Speedos on French beaches.
We.
No, no.
That makes so much
I'm
sense.
never stepping on a French
I saw
beach
that
then,
one.
'cause
I mean, you could just wear nothing.
Read why.
That's also
True.
a thing.
Huh?
Read why. I saw that
Read
one.
why? Did you think the French just really like their Speedos? Actually, it's a French law that men do not need to wear those loose-fitting swim trunks on beaches, swimming pools, and other public places where a swimsuit is required attire. The law wasn't for safety, but rather for men who wouldn't dare walk around town in a Speedo. So if he wears a Speedo in the water, it surely would be cleaner than something that he may have been wearing all day long.
So it's to keep their waters cleaner.
I mean, I feel like that's the least of their worries.
Man, they get drenched in man funk. That's what would
Ever
happen.
been to France?
What?
I'm just saying. I think their
I haven't.
pools being clean is the least of their worries.
What?
see, that reminds me of. Have you ever seen that Simpsons where Homer goes to a beach and puts on a Speedo?
Was he in France?
I think he was in South America somewhere. Anyways, he puts on a Speedo and he keeps putting it on, and Bart's like, oh, Dad, where are they going? I don't know, but they're going somewhere. And he just keeps putting them on, and they just keep sinking into his fat.
They just continually disappear.
Oh, man.
That's clever.
That's
That's
whatever.
hilarious. I love it.
Oh my
Look
gosh,
at
that's
this one.
ridiculous.
It's illegal to wear a suit of armor in British Parliament.
That's a bunch
Bro,
of crap.
are you
That's a bunch
serious?
of crap.
I want to go there just to wear a suit and see if we can get caught.
For real.
Somebody's trying
I mean,
to speak. You're coming
We
and showing
can't.
up.
We're not going to be able to run very fast.
You just show up
No
late.
matter.
shink, shink, shink,
No,
shink.
you show up late on purpose. As somebody's talking, it's just.
Excuse me. And when they come at us, we just slap them with a glove. I challenge you to a duel.
Like on Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yup.
I challenge you to a duel. I accept.
It says right here, still there is this ancient law dating back to 1313 that prohibits it. The Brits would revoke the law, but as armor really isn't fashionable as it was in the Middle Ages, why should they bother?
So they almost leave it intact just because
'cause
they
it's
don't
not
see
gonna
it ever
happen.
happening.
Yeah, just because.
Oh.
Well, let's prove them
I
wrong.
was gonna say it'll happen.
Let's
Double
do
dare.
it. Men
Double
try
dare.
breaking the law in British Parliament.
They should know not to challenge us.
You guys should totally do that.
We should do a men, try breaking the law.
Just find random laws here in Utah and go break them.
But even the police are like, I didn't know that was a thing.
You can't.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not.
Could you imagine us going to court?
Until we find the one cop that's like, hey,
I've read up on these.
hey, buddy.
we go to court. Could you imagine? Like that would be huge on YouTube. Why are you
Heck
here?
yeah.
I have a giraffe. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know it was illegal to have a giraffe in the state of Utah, or I don't know.
But I found out real quick.
All right, that end of the table. What do you guys got?
I got another Utah law. It is illegal to marry your cousin under the age of 65. So,
Where?
Wait,
In Utah.
do you have to be under 65 or the cousin under 65?
I think it's a
Well,
mutual.
if you
both.
think about it, you're both cousins, so it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. I see your logic.
It's all right. It's
I'm
late
only
at
a cousin
night.
to you. You're
But
not a cousin to me.
then again, if the wife is the one committing the crime, the husband's the one that pays for it. So technically, only the husband's committing the crime.
That's double lawed. That's double lawed.
right?
Double lawed.
Because they're getting married.
Hashtag lawyered.
That's blah, 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 blah.
That's fantastic.
What about you?
I have this. Okay, I have no idea how true this is, but the one I found about Utah, even just the phrase is ridiculous. No one may hurl a missile at a bus or a bus terminal except peace officers and security personnel.
Peace officers are going to be hucking.
So my first issue with it is, how do you throw a missile?
Yeah, how do
Or
you?
hurl. I guess it uses the word hurl a missile. We're talking like some Olympian
No, I think I have an
is
answer
like
for that.
spinning around like.
I think I have an answer for that because some of these laws I was reading up on, it was using basically just objects. So like I read one somewhere where it was
okay.
like it's illegal to throw a snowball, but then it goes into like snowball, rock, missile, and
So a missile, like
actually-
a projectile.
Yeah.
might
I
be
was
what they
going to
mean
add
by
to
it.
that. So it's right here. It's in Provo.
Of course.
It's illegal to throw a snowball. The code reads, every person who shall willfully or carelessly within the limits of the city throw any stone, stick, snowball, or other missile is guilty of a misdemeanor.
Think
Bro,
of how
there
many.
it is. We take a trek down to Provo, set up a snow fort, and just start hucking some
throw
snowballs.
things. Or
And
we just
peg
throw.
policemen.
I
Yes.
got an idea. Here's what you do.
See if they can count how many snowballs we threw at them.
You throw those trench coats on. You go out and you just lift them and you have snowballs and baggies.
just go up to random people and open them up and be like, throw it.
I'm going to throw one of these at
Throw
you.
it somewhere.
Throw it.
Just like pockets full
it.
of snowballs.
Do
no,
it.
a better one
And
that
then
would
have
be
a police officer ready and they just arrest.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, we're the instigator, not the lawbreaker.
We'll find the cop that needs to write some more tickets for his quota.
And we
be like,
have a
"Follow
little
us."
tiny clause in our trench coat that says that we are not held liable for any laws broken with here said snowball.
Any baggie pulled out of this here trench coat is not our responsibility. Upon time of
Oh my
grabbage.
gosh.
have snowballs in the shape of missiles.
That would be
Yes.
hilarious.
I like it. See, I was thinking like straight up missile. I mean, because here's the other thing. Knowing how massive missile explosions are, I don't think you could throw it far enough away to be okay from the carnage.
So that reminds me of another Utah law I saw. It is illegal to cause a catastrophe.
I was just looking at that.
Really? That's interesting.
So look at these. Let's see how many laws you can break in one go in Utah. Okay,
All right, with your wife.
so well, your wife's got to be there. So first off,
oh, there's one with,
apparently women can't swear in
Logan?
Yeah,
I saw
Logan,
that.
yep.
I love it.
You start in Logan. Your
Okay.
wife cusses somebody out.
The husband
Okay.
gets in trouble for
You're
it.
with her, so you're the one getting in trouble. Also, turns out that you're cousins, and you're
Under the age of 65.
you drive down to Provo, and you throw missile-shaped snowballs that actually have explosives in them, blowing up a bus terminal, which causes a catastrophe.
Which, because that's illegal.
All while you're running around with a gallon of alcohol and low quality milk
I saw that.
on your way home from crossbow fishing.
Yep.
On a horse.
On a horse. Boom, we just broke all of the laws. There we go. There's the
There
video.
you go. I just need to like invite my cousin and be like, "Hey, we need to get married for a video."
Don't worry,
man.
we'll annul it immediately after. You'll be fine. Once we get out of jail.
Some of the
That would
Utah
be an
ones
ice-breaking
crack me up.
conversation. Hey, what have you done with your life? I've married my cousin. What's yours?
I broke 12 laws in Utah in one day.
Funny thing is all the law enforcement didn't know they were laws.
So we got off.
What?
What?
With your cousin?
Whoa. No, that's illegal. Especially if you're not married.
Especially before marriage.
No, that one was rebuild or what?
that's
Bring in the
that's right.
dogs.
No, that's okay now.
Yeah, that one was repealed. You can do that now.
There's got to be. There's got to be.
Do it.
There's got to be.
You don't have to be married to do it.
There's got to be crazier laws though outside of Utah. I mean, we can't be the only.
There's
crazy
one in Georgia.
I'll give one for Tony. Tony will like this one.
Okie dokie.
In Washington, it is prohibited to harass Bigfoot.
Oh, I saw that. No, where was it?
You can't hunt Bigfoot
Where was it?
in Arizona.
Yeah. There was one.
Really? In Arizona,
where
you
is
can't
it?
hunt
Oh, it's
Bigfoot?
down here.
You can't hunt him.
Did you say hump?
Hunt.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
I
very
mean, they're probably
different.
both illegal.
I mean, that's illegal.
I
Oh,
mean, you first have to hunt.
It's
in
in
order
British
to
Columbia, too. British Columbia, Canada. No killing Bigfoot. It is against the law in British Columbia and Washington, the state of Washington. No killing Bigfoot.
So,
But meth's cool.
what do you think you would get recognized for first?
What?
The fact that you found him, or the
that you
fact that you
killed him?
killed him? Like, what would the newspapers say?
Guaranteed you would be recognized for killing him
Yes.
first.
What about self-defense?
Yeah, bro. Have you ever seen him go after people who steal his jerky? Dude
Hey,
gets
those people
pissed.
deserved it. They messed with him.
Dude. Those are the best commercials ever.
So here's one that to me is funny that it has to be a law. It is illegal to drive blindfolded in Alabama.
Makes sense.
It does.
Did they make a
don't see
movie on
why.
that? On Netflix?
Funny.
Blindfolded
I thought it was funny.
driving.
Dad
I don't
joke.
know.
That's
Didn't-
Are
Sandra
you thinking?
Bullock?
You're thinking of? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Some girl here in Utah got in an accident because she tried it.
That's because she's dumb.
tried.
Did
what?
you hear that?
It was what was that movie with
that
Sandra
movie
Bullock?
with Sandra Bullock.
She
Driving
did a
where you're
challenge.
blindfolded.
Oh yeah.
And
What
there
was
was
it freaking called?
It's called Birdcage.
Birdcage.
No, bird
You're
something.
close.
Bird box.
Bird
Yeah.
box.
So she did the challenge of bird boxing and
While
drove her
driving.
car through an intersection, blindfolded, and got in like a big
See,
old
these are the
accident.
reasons. Like, here's the thing I realized early on in researching all these laws is that people had to do these things
in order for them
for
to
them
become,
to
a law.
become laws.
That's like this one.
No, Phil, you can't marry your cousin. No. Oh, 65.
Wait till you're 65. He'll be over it by then. Little
In
did they
Arizona,
know.
it is illegal for donkeys to sleep in a bathtub. And the story is because now I can't remember what year it was.
That'll do, donkey,
Back in
that'll do.
I want to say it was in the 1800s. This farmer would let his donkey sleep in his bathtub. Well, the town ended up flooding because a dam broke, and the donkey got washed away in the bathtub. And it took a lot of manpower and hours to find the donkey. Donkey was fine and everything, but to make sure it never happened again, they made it illegal for donkeys to sleep in a bathtub.
So just let him drown instead, or what?
I mean, close the curtain.
My goodness.
Oh, this is one we need today, all over. So it's in New Mexico, but it needs to be statewide. It is illegal for idiots to vote.
I saw that one, and I agree.
Yeah,
But they say
How
an
do you
idiot.
deem them idiots?
How
though?
do you
An idiot was
define an
anyone
idiot?
with an IQ lower than 30,
and
or
also
any kind of like mental handicap.
and also felons. It said felons are not allowed to vote.
I don't think felons
I
are
don't.
still
They're
allowed
not
to
anyways.
vote.
Really? Oh, okay.
Interesting.
You in
But-
jail? You ain't voting.
There's one in Georgia.
What's that?
It is legal for a police officer to bite a dog if he feels it'll change its radical behavior.
Hey, we've all seen snow dogs. I mean, come on.
Wait, did you say police officer?
Just a police officer can
Yeah,
bite
don't
a
be
dog.
biting dogs.
What?
Just a police officer.
Why would you bite
You
a
don't have
dog?
the authority.
Well, to change its
Domination,
behavior.
To be
To
the
change its-
alpha.
yeah.
To
But
show
like,
it to
dogs bite hard.
you
Bite
gotta
harder.
bite
Have
harder.
you ever got bit by a cop?
I mean, you got a point. I've never been bit by a cop, but
Hey, okay, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Another men try. My dad's a cop. There we go.
Oh, get bit by
I'm
a cop.
gonna bite.
We have to let him
Men
bite
try
us.
getting bitten by a cop.
How's his jawline?
Is it a strong one? Like, is it pretty chiseled, or
Have you
is it
seen
kind of
Con Air?
like?
He's in
be.
Con Air. You
True.
can see it.
Yeah.
He's an extra in the movie.
Yeah.
Wait, true story?
Yes.
True story.
Yes,
no
he's
way.
legit in Con Air.
That's
yes.
funny.
Here in West Virginia, same thing in Utah. No lewd or lascivious behavior before marriage. Marriage.
In
Marriage-
West
Well, that's the
Virginia.
funny thing is
Marriage.
in Virginia, you know, they say Virginia's for lovers, but it is still illegal to have premarital sex.
Yeah. Lewd and lascivious cohabitation and conduct before marriage is illegal. There you go. You got a bunch of lawbreakers down in West Virginia.
Virginia for lovers and cons.
That reminds me of one in North Carolina. If you walk into a hotel, let me back up a little bit. If you're single and walk into a hotel with somebody to get a room and you say that you are married, even though you're not, by saying that you are now legally married.
What?
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. By announcing your marriage
Take
publicly.
your cousin.
Take it.
Yeah, and it says if you announce your marriage publicly, then you are like, what's it called when you live together for so long that you're just kind of
Cohabitated?
Codependent.
No, I know the word. It's
you're
yeah,
kind of on
I
the
know
right
what
track.
You mean, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the type of marriage. it
Common
is.
law.
Common law. Yep.
Ah. Now, just make sure though, when you're celebrating, you don't go down to Georgia and put the ice cream in your back pocket, because that's illegal.
Having
You can't
ice
put
cream
ice
in
cream in your back pocket?
Exactly, in Georgia.
Well, who does that anyway?
No one in Georgia now.
Obviously, one person. Obviously, one person did it, and it caused a catastrophe.
Exactly. That's what it had to be. There was some sort of catastrophe that came
Like
from
what?
this.
Like let's brainstorm here.
Maybe they got
What's the
attacked
worst
by a
that
honey
could have
badger.
happened?
I don't know. Like,
Hey, did you know as well in Georgia, Gainesville, Georgia, to be precise, you can only eat fried chicken with your hands.
That's
What
how it
else?
should be.
If you try eating it with utensils, that's against the law.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Like I
You're
said,
over there with your.
you're just
Oh
looking.
yeah.
Does anybody see me? It's like Home Alone. It's like, hey, police, you better come out and arrest me. I'm eating chicken with utensils.
I'm just saying, we could do this. This is something we can
That's
do.
actually a fantastic goal.
Road trip, coast to
Breaking a
coast.
law in every state of the country.
I love it.
I love this so much, and getting away with it. So breaking law and getting away with it. So we have to do it in
they
front
have
of a
to be-
policeman.
They have
Yes.
to be obscure laws, though.
So
Exactly. Well, duh. We don't want to
okay.
actually get arrested.
I mean, if we got arrested, that would be hard. Like
We
terrible.
get pulled over in Colorado. Sir, you have a warrant for your arrest in Georgia?
And West Virginia.
Says here you bit a
And
dog.
Says here you bit a dog while eating chicken with utensils and ice cream in your back pockets?
I'm a rebel.
Oh, you caught me.
Oh, here's a
Tater
good one. Here's a
salad.
good one to throw in with that too. In Tennessee, it's illegal to share your Netflix account.
I think that's probably illegal in general.
You know, I'm willing to
But you're-
bet someone high up in Netflix is like in the GOP over there. They're like,
They're in Tennessee.
you know what? Nah, you know, we're just gonna make this a law. It's illegal to do this here.
Can you imagine if that was the reason for someone actually moving like out of Tennessee? They're like, I want to use my mom's Netflix password. I'm going to
They
Georgia.
just barely crossed the state border, just enough to.
They go over just to watch and then they come back.
Here's another thing to throw in there. Go to Connecticut, throw a pickle on the ground. If it doesn't bounce, it's not a pickle. So you could break the law by throwing a pickle on the ground. If it doesn't matter, you can pick it up and say, "Oh, it's a pickle," and start eating it.
No, I thought you
just
had to
broke the
sell
law.
it. Like
Oh,
you're
is
not-
it- oh, do you have to sell
have
it?
lost me
Wait,
on how
so
this.
again?
it's illegal
There's a
to.
lot
A
of
pickle
pickles.
is not a pickle unless it bounces in Connecticut. It's
But
a
what's
law.
the
What's
law?
the law? Oh, wait. So
That's
No, I think that's where the law comes in. Is you're not allowed to sell pickles if they don't bounce.
okay. You can't sell it as a pickle.
So are we
That
talking
makes
like
sense.
a
Yeah.
slice of a pickle, or
I'm
like the
thinking
pickle
like a
itself?
dill pickle, like just a pickle.
Like a whole pickle.
Yes.
Like cucumber.
You throw it
So
on
I
the
could go
ground
to
and
the
it doesn't-
farmer's market, buy some pickles, throw them on the ground, and be like, "These aren't pickles. I want my money back."
Yep.
If they don't bounce.
And
they
then
don't
keep
bounce.
them and my money.
Yep. So go to
You got a
Connecticut.
bunch of dirty pickles.
Go to Connecticut. Sell pickles that don't bounce. There you go.
I like it.
How do we make sure the pickles don't
We gotta
bounce?
leave them in too long in the vinegar till
Is
they're
that-
mushy.
Is that a thing?
I have no idea.
No, they
how
just
to make
bounce even
pickles.
more. Like, thump.
Become like
Turns into
flubber,
flubber pickles.
flubber pickles.
But hey, then you could come down to Provo and throw them as a missile.
Yes.
Oh, there
Now
you
you've
go.
got bouncy pickles.
And then we just get the road all slippery, causing a bus to run into other ones and making a catastrophe happen.
A rubber, no, a flubber pickle missile.
Flubber pickle missile.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast.
FPM.
Let's shorten it to FPM.
Also, while you're in Connecticut, make sure you walk backwards after sunset.
Ooh.
Oh well, hold up.
Why?
Backwards after
Why?
sunset.
Yes. It
Where's
is
that at?
against, It is against in Connecticut. It is against the law to walk backwards after sunset.
I just say I was moonwalking.
Oh,
the
I
whole
was
time.
thinking that was the law.
No,
But
it's
that would be
against the law to
breaking
walk
the law.
backwards after
So
sunset.
what
yes.
if I put my hoodie on backwards and it looks like I'm walking forward,
Well, then you're blindfolded and you shouldn't
but
be
I'm not
driving an
driving? Okay. So
The cops was like, "Hold up, I don't know what law you're breaking, but I know you're
I
breaking
know
one
you're
of
doing
them."
something wrong.
He's all, hold tight.
I gotta go check the manual real quick. Hold on.
You'll especially want to be careful that you don't end up in Missouri because if there's a bull or a ram over the age of 1 running rampant, you or any other person would be able to castrate them without assuming liability for damage.
Castrate the bull?
Or the ram, as long as they're under a year.
You're
Over a year.
You're gonna have to say that again
Yeah,
for me.
you
So
lost me.
if a bull or a ram over the age of 1, so 1-year-old bull or ram is
Okay.
running rampant, you or anyone else is allowed to castrate it without getting in trouble.
Can you bite it?
It doesn't say how.
I didn't mean that.
Why would you want to hey, that bull's running
mean,
rapid.
well, let's
I'm
say-
gonna run
'cause
up
you
and
don't want
You don't want it impregnating your cows
Or ram.
or your
Oh.
rams.
Oh, wait.
You don't want it ramming your rams.
You don't want to.
You don't want the ram to ram you. No, your ewes.
Your use.
You don't want your ewes rammed
All the
by the
ewes.
ram. So you take away his rod.
Ramrod.
Oh my gosh.
And you're not responsibility for liability of damages.
So much ramming going on.
That reminds me of one. I can't remember what state it's in. I want to say it's Georgia, but I could be wrong. It is illegal for your chicken to cross the road.
Oh, I
Georgia.
saw that. I think
is-
you might
Is it
be right.
Georgia?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Too many jokes.
If the
Yeah,
chicken
you are
crosses the road, are you held liable for the chicken's actions, or
Yep.
does that fall onto the chicken?
It's your fault because you're letting your chicken loose.
Now
don't
that you
let
say
your
that,
chickens
though, I
loose.
did see a law that held the animal responsible. I don't remember where it was though.
I mean, that seems logical to me.
Here's one, just keeping it in the States still. In South Carolina, you must be 18 years or older to play pinball. If you are under the age of 18, you are not allowed to play pinball.
You know what it is? It's some guy that got angry and he was just like, you know what? I'm tired of all the pinball machines being hogged when I go to the arcade. So everyone under 18, no go. I'm tired of my high scores being destroyed by 13-year-olds.
You're also not allowed to have more than 30 free games in one session or something like that.
Really?
Wow.
Interesting.
Here's one for you. Let's say you're traveling abroad.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's call it Scotland.
Let's call it Scotland.
Let's just
What's
say
it really called, Zach?
This imaginary land.
I'm just saying.
Scots.
I'm saying you're going to Scotland.
Okay.
You need to use the bathroom. You knock on anybody's door and they have to let you use their bathroom.
Oh, I saw that.
That is.
How is that like?
That's a law. If you knock on someone's door and say, "I need to use your bathroom,"
They
by
have to
law
let
they
you
are
in.
required to let you
What if
in
you're a
to
freaking
use their
criminal?
bathroom. Exactly. That's why on here it said it's just better not to answer the door in Scotland.
You know what's the you know why? It's because everyone's like running around in kilts.
Just then why? Just lift your leg up then.
What if it's number 2?
You just squat.
Same thing works.
Check
So-
this.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say this one's kind of unique. In Texas, marriages by proxy are perfectly legal. So if you can't make it on your wedding day, you can have someone stand in for you.
There's got to be some sort of law though that says how. Because what if you have that crazy ex-girlfriend that really wanted to marry you? And
You
she
probably
just
have to
gets
have some
someone
kind
else?
of legal writing
still
that
have to
says this
sign it.
person is my proxy.
It says right here, if you have a legitimate reason for your absence, like military service, you can send someone to get married in your place as long as you have all the right documentation.
Just not your cousin.
No, this is in Texas.
That's
We're
Texas. So.
Oh, okay.
Texas, it's okay to marry your cousin.
Before 65?
I don't know.
Why
I'm
wouldn't
just
you
kidding.
just like prepare?
Well, like
Postpone?
how he said military.
I mean, but they generally have some idea, barring like a war or massive.
Maybe that's the
attack or
case.
something.
Maybe there is a war and they're like, I want to get married.
And they want their wife back home to have their benefits. So it's like, let's hurry and get married.
Okay,
gotta leave
okay,
tomorrow.
maybe.
I die tomorrow and I want you to have my, I don't know, my
don't know.
insurance policy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see it.
Still an interesting thing though.
Here's one. Actually, no, going back to the Scotland one, I saw that it is illegal to drunk ride a cow. You are not allowed to ride a cow drunk.
So they banned rodeos.
Fun at all.
All rodeos banned.
Done for.
Give me a try. I'll do it.
Hold my beer.
Come here, cow. Come here, cow.
Hold on, I gotta knock on this guy's door real quick. I gotta pee.
In South Carolina, you cannot seduce unmarried women. What?
Wait, unmarried?
Unmarried or
In
married?
South Carolina, a law once made a man guilty of a misdemeanor if he seduced an unmarried woman using the deception and promise of marriage.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
What?
So like he promised her he'd marry her if
And
she
then
would
didn't.
get in the hotel room with him. But then he didn't announce their marriage. And
So why don't they just outlaw lying? I mean, all these are. It's illegal to lie.
how would you know?
Lawyer.
Here's one I thought was funny.
Oh, wait.
There would be no lawyers.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, no, I can't remember. I shortened it on my notes here. You cannot wear Winnie the Pooh stuff in Poland.
I read that one. It's on playgrounds.
It's
Yeah.
near schools or playgrounds
Yes.
because
You cannot wear Winnie the Pooh
because
costume.
Pooh is bottomless. He only wears a shirt. He does not wear pants.
Pervert.
You can't wear Winnie the Pooh stuff around schools and playgrounds. That's what it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would mean you wouldn't be able to wear any like Daffy Duck stuff either.
Or Donald Duck,
Or Donald.
Mickey.
So this one,
Mickey's got pants. He doesn't have a
That's the only
top.
thing.
Could you
He doesn't
imagine?
have a
Doesn't wear a
shirt. But he's a dude.
I got some honey in the van.
just gave my whole body a shake.
Smeckerel.
Get this. In Pennsylvania, no bartering of infant children.
Dang it!
That changed my plans.
Like,
Not going to Pennsylvania now.
I'm fairly certain
There
that's
goes my
illegal in
retirement.
all states, but maybe just Pennsylvania.
It's called trafficking.
A person is guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree if he deals in humanly trading, bartering, selling, buying, or dealing in infant children. That's not
my
only
God.
in Pennsylvania.
I mean,
I guess so.
What?
I mean,
Are
okay.
you taking your kids with you on this road trip? 'Cause
We're going to Pennsylvania.
Hey,
I need 5 gallons of gas.
I got a baby.
She's beautiful.
she's got a bright future. Really.
So in Rhode Island, if you feel the need to bite off somebody's limbs, you will only go to jail no longer than 20 years, but no less than 1 year.
That's quite the gamble.
Let's
So I mean, you're looking at 1 to 20. It depends on how they feel that day, I guess.
Sounds like a
let's
weatherman.
It depends on what you bite off, I guess.
let's add on to that. When you're done with
What? We're adding on? Okay.
yes, when you're done with that, you serve your time or whatnot.
The biting?
Yes.
Okay.
Go down to Alabama and wrestle a bear.
Ooh, what's that one?
You'll also go to jail for that.
Oh gosh!
You could also
Right
die.
back into jail.
Well, that's
feel
the
like-
joke is they were realizing that the Bears kept winning.
I feel like if you win, you shouldn't go to jail.
Exactly.
You should get a round of
Could you
applause.
imagine
or-
being the guy arresting him? Like, this guy
got a
just killed a
golden
bear.
ticket.
I have no chance.
It's like, all right, buddy, let me just put these handcuffs on you. Nice and easy
As
now.
long as you go to Minnesota, though, and you avoid trying to catch any kind of oiled animal, you'll be free.
Oh, all right.
What?
So no catching oiled up animals in Minnesota.
What's oil?
How many?
Beaver.
Wow.
Like oil,
Yeah.
like covered in oil.
That means no saving
Oiled
the
up?
environment up
Oh,
there.
like not naturally oiled.
no, not naturally oiled.
Means that they get stuck in an oil.
Any contest
Like
where
pig
you
oils.
try to capture a greased or oiled pig. Oh, sorry, pigs specifically is illegal.
Oh,
You can't do that.
No, you cannot.
always wanted.
What
Not
about
in
butter?
Minnesota, at least.
Does butter count as oil? If you
Yes.
butter up your
Yes.
pig?
Yes, that's entirely grease and oil in butter.
And fat.
So
What about?
here's another one of those like, huh? In Ohio, you have to report your missing animal within 1 hour if it is a dangerous animal species.
Ooh.
Tiger
like
King?
a tiger.
But he's in Oklahoma.
Like, isn't it illegal?
Red and black?
No.
Can't miss him.
You can own tigers
Yes.
Yeah.
in
Yes.
Ohio?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was
Texas.
only,
I don't know about
I thought it was only
Ohio.
in Texas.
Texas,
No.
you can, yeah.
Well, the
And
Tiger
Florida.
King's in Oklahoma.
I think it's case by case per state. I don't know.
There's like permits you can get and specific things you have to.
We should call it the Tiger King.
Apparently.
Well,
in
that's,
Ohio.
that's what Carol Baskin was trying to stop was people owning big cats.
Only she could have all the
Only
cats.
she could have the big cats so they could eat her husbands.
True story.
Well, guess what? If you're in Baltimore and you do own a big cat like a lion, you can't take it to the movie theater with you.
Why
That's
not?
ridiculous.
Absurd.
But he is my
Outrageous.
comfort animal.
Yes,
Against the law.
he's a service animal.
No
Service animal.
lions allowed in the
He has to
in the
ride him
cinemas.
in there and he protects him.
What about tigers?
Maybe tigers. It just says lions. So
Lions.
Lion's
specifically.
a little territorial.
Did you guys see
Lions,
lately?
tigers, bears.
Liger.
oh my.
They got rid of the. You can no longer take a support animal on the
Yes.
airline.
Really?
Yeah, they
Wait,
got rid of that law.
You
So to clarify on that one, actually,
Service animal. Sorry.
I've got a
talking about the peacock that the lady tried to take on to like United or whatever?
I've got a friend who actually works as a stewardess or whatever.
Flight attendant.
Flight
you
attendant. I'm
sexist.
sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, she said that it's the people who claim that it's a whatever to get away from paying the fees because you can pay a
service
fee
animal.
and bring a service animal on,
Oh,
but it's people
sneaky.
who are saying that oh no, this is it's my comfort animal. Then they bring them on the plane with them. She said legit in her first year. I had someone come up with a wild turkey and say, "This is my
wild turkey?
Yes, they were trying. I don't know where they were taking it, but they said,
To
"This is
Thanksgiving
my
dinner. That's where.
this is
fresher
my
than fresh.
calming animal or
My
whatever."
support
And
What
animal.
is calming about a turkey? Have you seen those things? They're
tried to bring it on the
vicious.
airplane for free.
Oh
Do you
my
remember
God.
the commercial? It was advertising one of the Jurassic Worlds, and it was Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, and they had a baby raptor,
Yes,
and they were like, "It's our service animal and stuff," and it's like,
I've had turkeys. Those things are mean.
Did you just have to put one down this last year?
No, she put herself
around
down.
Thanksgiving.
They are not
well,
the smartest
Thanksgiving?
animals.
That's true. Aren't they the? Is it the turkeys or chickens
That'll
that
look
are
up during
that'll
the
look
rain?
up during rain and drown?
I haven't seen that, but mine drowned because they decided they kept their head in the water trough too long.
like intentionally.
They decided.
gosh.
I decide to keep my
How
head
poor
north.
were these living conditions, Chris?
They have a good life, okay? They have a primo life in the pasture.
Well, hey, if we take this more around the world a little more, so you guys are familiar with the Autobahn,
Yes.
fastest road, no speed limits.
Yes.
Did you know it is illegal to run out of gas on the Autobahn?
That would make sense.
That makes
That would
sense.
make
And
sense.
to make it even worse, if you run out of gas, you have to walk to get it. It's also illegal to walk on the Autobahn.
Catch 22.
So you're
one.
screwed.
Well, out of all of these, that actually makes the most
Yes.
sense.
It does.
Because
It
if
does.
you're on a freeway that has no speed limit, there's nothing more dangerous than someone on the side of the road stopped.
So
So
is there,
you're gone.
is there minimal speed on the Autobahn?
No, I was gonna say I think there
there's
is
just a
speed.
slow. There's no speed limit.
I thought it was like, but it's high speed limits, like 100 miles an hour and stuff. But I thought
they don't have a limit at all. You can go as fast as you want.
off the
But
road,
they have
Grandma.
specific lanes.
Oh, I was gonna say, but there's like sections though that like
Yeah.
there's
So
still
if you're obviously in a car that can't go as fast as another car, you have to stay
yeah.
in like the right lane or whatever, or left. Which I don't know which one it is, but yeah, basically there's fast lanes, and it's just because someone's
Why
Beamer
not?
is not going to go as fast as that Ferrari.
Ferrari. That's a goal of
So
mine.
minimum.
Yeah, me
Actually,
too.
there is minimum speed limit on the autobahn is 37 miles per hour.
Who
I would be
the
that
heck
guy.
is gonna
I would be that guy. I'd be like,
It's gonna be one of those cars that just has the one wheel that pushes it.
The Renault, or what was
what
it?
are
That's
those things?
Oh my gosh, the Robin, the Reliant Robin.
Yep, that one.
I'd have the visor down.
It just take you every time you take a turn, it falls over.
Go around.
Come around me, please. Here's a fun fact, and or a sad fact for all you camo lovers: you cannot wear anything camouflage in Jamaica or Barbados.
There's a few
Preposterous.
others. I thought it's a lot of the Bahamas.
Probably because it's
They don't want you blended in.
It's
the
only,
military.
It's only the military that are allowed.
Oh,
Really? I'd be so.
yup.
So you're there on vacation, just
You're
wearing
just
your
like,
camo
Got my
shorts.
I
camo
would.
shorts on, and then you get taken out.
No. Worst
Or they just grab you and they're like, "Hey, we got to go do something." I'm not one of you. Yeah, you are. You're wearing a uniform. I'm not one of you.
Colonel, what? Whoa!
Oh my god!
That's a fake patch. It's a fake patch. This is a Boy Scouts uniform.
I bought this at the port.
In Milan, Italy, you
great place.
have to smile, unless it's at a funeral, a hospital, or on a loved one's deathbed. You're allowed to frown in those situations, but otherwise, you have to smile.
Well, they not the most
Interesting.
like, was it Stepford wife thing ever?
Right?
Could you imagine being a tourist not realizing, and it's like everybody's really happy and creepy?
Just smiling.
We just go to was it
Someone's
Venice
yelling
or
at you.
Milan?
It was
Smile.
Milan.
We just go to Milan.
Man.
And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did someone die?" No,
Is somebody in the hospital?
no. I'm just frowning.
You go up to like some bakery. You're like, "Can I have a croissant?" They give it to you, and you frown at them as you're eating it, and then they're like, "Well, what did I do? What did I do?"
Dude, the Italians are so nice, though. They would seriously be like, "I'm sorry, do you want another?" Like, this one's fresh.
You gotta sob while you're doing it.
Speaking of Italy, though, you're not allowed to feed pigeons in Venice
Pigeons.
How come?
because pigeons are gross.
Actually, I think I saw that one, and that's
It's a
actually
historic
why.
city. You don't want them pooping everywhere and, taking up
true.
space.
They stay around.
They are basically the rats with wings.
They are.
They are.
In Rome,
They're
you
delicious.
have to walk your dog at least once a day
Interesting.
because of their animal rights laws and stuff. You have to walk your dog.
Do you think the animals ever, go on strike? We haven't been walked enough.
George, time's almost up.
Hey, buddy, it's the next day and I still haven't been walked. You're going down for this one.
But then the police officer's going to bite the dog, and it's just going to get. Here's one. In Russia, you are not allowed to wear lacy underwear.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Russia.
That's lame. I mean,
It's knitted. It's knitted lingerie.
I mean, there's two types of Russian women. There's the actually like pretty gorgeous ones, and then there's the ones that could kill us.
Which are gorgeous.
They're all gorgeous, dude.
I mean, I'm not gonna be too angry about it.
I've never met a non-attractive Russian. That's for dang sure. Let's see
But
here.
yeah, it was saying for like health reasons. I don't know.
So I got a really, really good one. I'm going to bring it back to the States.
Oh boy.
Massachusetts. It is illegal for couples to have sex while the woman is on top.
No,
That's ridiculous.
You can do it that way?
Welcome to the 21st century, Chris.
Lisa's from
eyes have been
Massachusetts.
Lisa's from Massachusetts. There you go.
Poor Boston.
So get this.
Terrible.
I read this one and it starts out dark, but it ends great.
Okay.
So it says right here, pregnant women can technically commit murder in New Hampshire.
Oof.
Okay, so now follow me along because it starts out dark. Okay, so give this a second. Okay, I'm just asking you stay because it's dark.
Okay.
In New Hampshire, they passed an anti-homicide law defining a 20-week fetus as a person, clarifying that the law did not apply to pregnant women who might need an abortion. There's the dark. Here's the light, okay? However, legislators quickly amended the law after it became clear that the language is vague enough that it could have permitted pregnant women to commit murder without consequence.
Can you imagine the door flies open? You did this to me. Bringing steak knife in her hand.
Remember prom night?
Like,
Oh my
just
god.
like
Jeez.
some pregnant woman just goes on like a mass murder.
Can you imagine the lawyers they're in court and they're like, she murdered, and they're like looking at the law and they're like, oh crap. You're good. We should change this.
We should change this quickly.
Hurry, she's probably making a TikTok right now.
So back on Massachusetts, I saw one that you are not allowed to swear at sports events.
Oh,
How they must not have any
Right.
sports events because
Could
they
you
all
imagine
be in
being at
jail.
a Red Sox game and they
against the
lose and you're
Yankees?
right and they lose? You're like, mother.
Butter, butter.
God dandruff, some of it itches.
Oh, man. Speaking of sport, like totally off subject, but there was one time when through my church, we took a bunch of the youth to a Salt Lake Real game. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to have so much fun. Like I've never been to a soccer game, but this is going to be great. And we got the seats next to like the season pass holders.
oh no.
Have you ever been to a Salt Lake Real
Yes.
game?
Yes.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
intense.
They are the most swearing of people ever.
Dude.
And the best part is we went when it was a huge rivalry between the LA Galaxy and Salt Lake Real.
yeah.
And they had, what was his name? Cristiano Beckham. They had
Oh,
David
Beckham
Beckham.
okay, yeah.
on
Oh,
the team.
dang.
Oh my gosh, the colorful language that came out. And I'm over there with like a church group and I'm like, ah!
Beckham, I got something for you.
It made for a really awkward,
I'm
like,
sure.
don't tell your parents, please.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Well, here's a fun one for you. Good old Florida.
Oh,
So-
Florida.
People who own bars or restaurants and other places where liquor is sold may be fined up to $1,000 if they participate or permit any contest of dwarf tossing.
Yes. Yes.
It's like on Lord of the Rings. Nobody tosses a dwarf.
Don't tell the elf.
Oh, see,
my gosh.
my mind went to Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes.
It's like if we don't classify them as people,
I mean,
So
what if they
on the-
volunteered?
on the drinking thing, Utah does not have happy hour. They are not allowed to discount drinks at all.
What you talking about? You never go to Sonic?
Yeah, they have them all the time.
Get yourself a slushie for half off.
Alcoholic beverages.
I also read, and Austin, you might know whether this is true or not. In Utah, it is illegal to sell kegs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
you
true.
can't have. You
I
can't
love
have
how
anything over.
I'm the.
It's
I
like
can verify this as fact.
isn't it like you can't have a container of alcohol over
It was
1 or 2 liters?
2 liters.
Is it 2 liters?
Is that accurate?
yeah.
Yeah, I just
what
saw
I
that
saw.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So back
Wyoming's
in
a short drive.
Wyoming is a short drive, and
they got
I'll
fireworks.
even drop a little nugget of wisdom. And I may or may not know this as fact, but if you have
Allegedly.
a 1994 Civic, it doesn't need to be a hatchback, and it doesn't need to be a 4-door. It could literally be the 2-door coupe. A keg may or may not
Allegedly.
fit perfectly, and by perfectly I mean perfectly, into the trunk of a 94 Civic. It may or may not. I don't know. I cannot disclose that information. But if any of
Allegedly.
you out there need to know this, it's something you might need to know.
You can't even have a tap in Utah, like the tap into the cake.
yeah,
I may or may not know
Just
that it got confiscated from somebody that I may not or may know
allegedly.
of, allegedly,
Allegedly.
who may or may not names start with.
all I know here
The name
is
of our episode, allegedly.
allegedly. All I know is, yeah, you definitely can't buy a keg here in Utah, but on Hill Air Force Base,
Oh, I see them up there all the time.
no, you can't get the keg on there, but you can get what's called a
Party ball.
A party ball, and it's
Well,
really
What is that?
Well,
What
no,
is that, Austin?
So,
Hill Air Force
really
Base
Yeah.
isn't.
I mean, there's
under
no-
Utah's jurisdiction.
I was gonna say, it's not
its
part
own.
of the
It's
state.
basically its own
they
country in a way.
They actually sell kegs up there.
Yeah, they don't have to subscribe to the
That's
same laws
not
as the state.
Utah property.
Yes, it's yeah.
Federally owned
You can't
property.
take it
Federal
out
land.
of there.
No.
I mean,
Well,
you can, but
I mean,
I mean that
May or
but
may
in
not.
that way, you have to come past guys with
That's-
M16s.
and
come
may
on.
or
So-
may not.
You can start your road trip that way. Go up to the base, get a cake.
That's when we get shipped out to a dark room in Guantanamo Bay and we're never seen again.
Hey,
Playing
that's
on
okay
what
because then you
Austin
can
said.
start your or never mind.
No,
I'm
we're
shutting
done
up.
for.
I'm shutting up.
We're wearing goggles
But
and
playing on what
headphones.
Austin said, and 3 of those party balls may or may not fit in the spare tire compartment of a 1994 Cavalier.
Allegedly.
Oh my god.
May or may not.
The weird thing about the party balls is I don't really know how much beer they held, but they weren't really that great.
Enough to not remember. That's
Yeah, I mean,
what's
yeah.
a party ball?
Yeah,
it's
like what
literally
is
a
it?
sphere
Yeah.
with a pump up top to
So just
to
a
add
mini keg,
pressure.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like a big
It's got a
round
flat
cake.
bottom, so it
Is
sits
it metal?
No, it's plastic.
Yeah.
Plastic.
But yeah, I
Interesting.
mean,
May or may not.
at that point, I'd rather just go buy a bunch of 30 packs.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I never understood. You couldn't have a keg, but you could buy as many 30 packs as you want.
But if you pour all the 30 packs into one container, then
It's illegal.
Allegedly.
So wait, if you drink all the 30 packs, you are then the container.
And then you go to the hospital
you
and people
are-
can frown.
Therefore, you are the illegal container.
I'm pretty
which is
sure
being
you're
held. And if your
peeing
wife,
at some point in that.
maybe. But if your wife is holding your hand, then you're in trouble.
You are urinating rocket fuel at
If your
that
wife
point.
is drinking the 30 pack and she becomes the container, you're responsible because
She's my keg. She may be a keg, but she's my keg.
So if you're in Champagne, France, though, and you're peeing, make sure it's not in your neighbor's mouth.
Oh my gosh, I told you the French have other fish to fry
If
and
you
worry about.
pee in your neighbor's mouth, you can be arrested.
And in French,
In Champagne,
mean-
France.
Okay, did that spark from? I would have maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't even go there. I was just thinking
Allegedly.
because you know how you
that
have
was
to
one
like
hell of a
empty-
night.
You know you have to empty your bedpan out over your like windowsill.
I just you're out yawning. You're like, oh, what a good day.
It's a beautiful.
oh, I think I've had this before.
And that's where they learned ammonia cleans kitchenware.
Oh gosh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Ammonia might or might not.
Here we go. Nebraska. No marriage if you have a venereal disease.
Dude, there was another one on here that just said if you have any STDs, you cannot marry.
Yeah, it says here it's illegal to get married in Nebraska if you have a venereal disease. Though courts have later clarified that if the other spouse is aware of the disease at the time of marriage, they can't try to annul the marriage later on these grounds. So use protection.
I need you to sign this. I just need a quick signature from you before we get married this afternoon.
Now,
Just real quick.
Don't mind the small print.
You don't got to read it.
did you know you can't?
Don't you trust me? Don't you trust me?
How are we going to start this marriage if it's not based on trust?
What is that? Don't mind that.
Hey, it's okay. Just take her to Arkansas.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
I'm along for the ride.
You can technically beat her once a month.
Allegedly.
So when you find out, you say, "Honey, we're moving to Arkansas."
Till she's like, hey, we need to go take a trip to Arkansas. Do we need to take another trip to Arkansas?
Only once a month. Only once a month.
My wife would beat me in Arkansas. That's what would happen.
They get there and she'd be like, "Oh, you think this is going to happen?"
Oh my God. Is that for real? Is that a real
That's
thing?
serious, yes.
Oh my god.
Once
You
a
can
month.
beat your wife
Arkansas,
once a
man.
month.
So that
Once a month in Arkansas.
that reminds me, not on a law thing, but the phrase "the rule of thumb" is supposedly that back in the day you were allowed to beat your wife with a stick that was no bigger than the width of your thumb, and that's where the rule of thumb.
I heard that.
Your kids.
I
Is it
heard
your
that,
kids?
and
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I looked it up, and from what I found, it said it was a lie.
It's false. I didn't.
But
know
still,
that.
no, I heard it, and it got spread around like crazy. I was
Urban
like,
legend.
"Really?"
It's an urban legend.
Urban legend.
Urban legends.
So here's one.
Sorry, hold on.
you're
Granted,
good.
that Arkansas one was back from the 1800s. So it could be one of those that they just haven't seen and gotten rid of.
It's in there.
It's just in there somewhere.
Up, up, up.
Well, actually, Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at Article 2. You're going to have to go back pretty far.
That reminds me of
Again, Your Honor. Oh, shiz.
we gotta rewrite this. That reminds me of a Daniel Tosh.
Could you imagine that on Judge Judy or something? Sorry.
The wife comes rolling in, just beat to hell. But Your Honor, it was that time of the month.
Just one time. Just one time. That was
One
it.
time.
It was on the 2nd of May in Arkansas.
Judge is just, oh, you know,
I'm wiping my hands.
you're on your own.
You two need Jesus.
That reminds me of a Daniel Tosh where he's talking about domestic violence. And he's like, you hear people, there's no excuse. And he's like, I'm not saying I condone it at all. He's like, I'm just saying there's got to be a bit of a gray area there. He's like, what if she's just drowned 2 of your kids and she's on to the 3rd? He's like, I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Here, this one's light. This one's real light. In Minnesota, bingo is only allowed 2 days a week.
Oh, on specific days?
Yeah.
Which days?
Let's see here. It
Tuesday
says
and Thursday.
limited nursing homes and senior centers to just 2 days of bingo a week. Okay, so maybe there's not on specific days, but
They don't want to get him too
That's
excited.
because Grandpa got the bingo bill and was going to Arkansas.
Oh gosh.
So
my gosh.
I saw a couple other bingo ones, and I can't remember what states they were in, but one of them, they are not allowed to play bingo for more than 4 or 5 hours something like that.
Yeah, I did see that.
And then
Yeah.
another one was no drunk bingo. You're not allowed to drink and play bingo.
Things probably get a little wild.
Well, they're getting the letters mixed up. Ingo. I got Ingo. Does that count?
Here's what you are not allowed to chew gum in Singapore
Yeah.
because it costs them $150,000 like a month or something like that to constantly keep it cleaned up. So they just finally banned it.
They're like, screw you all, no gum for you. You've lost your privileges. You did it. You screwed everybody. Well, in California, you're not allowed to eat a frog that dies during a frog jumping contest.
Oh.
You have to destroy it as soon as possible, but you cannot eat it.
I want to know what makes the frog die in a frog jumping
He
contest.
jumped real hard.
He jumped so hard.
Jumped his little heart out. He jumped all the way to Arkansas.
It's all those steroids.
Come here,
little guy.
Here's one in Japan, in dancing like clubs and stuff. You are not allowed to dance in the dark after midnight. You can dance in the light. It has to be well lit after midnight.
It's one of those rooms with the light that just like circulates, and you're like having to stay in the light.
But the funny thing is,
You step out of it, you go to jail. That's the game.
Could you imagine busting that? Like if you're an officer, you're walking, everybody's like, lights come on, everybody scatters.
no. So I don't know if it's funny. It's funny to me, but the law came about during the war because Japan didn't want American soldiers rubbing off on their good Japanese women.
You had to choose that phrase?
You could have picked that a little better.
Did you mean rubbing up on?
I guess
No, rubbing off.
Rubbing off.
Their
I mean,
characteristics.
so wait, they don't.
They didn't want
them
them.
tainting them.
So wait. They don't want them rubbing off in the dark. They actually want it lit up.
They want them rubbing off in the light.
They want to see this happening.
All right, get this. This is only one state away. Get this. In Idaho, cannibalism is illegal except in extreme circumstances. Most of us assume that eating fellow humans doesn't fly, but in Idaho, it is clarified in the law, though says it's a legitimate defense to have committed cannibalism under extreme life-threatening conditions as only a parent of means of survival.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say classify extreme, but they classified it pretty well.
Donner party.
Donner partying.
Donner
Pass.
party
Was
of
that
8?
in Idaho?
No, I don't
The
know.
Donner
I don't
Pass?
think it happened. I don't know.
I don't know.
Google.
I mean, I wouldn't eat anyone to stay
No.
alive.
I'd be very picky.
If we were in a situation and
Well marbled.
who
Is this where we're going? Is this where we're going?
who of us would you eat first?
Cam.
I mean, I would eat me first if I were you guys too. So
I don't know.
Here's
Austin's
what you
pretty
do.
lean.
You take a leg, okay? You take a leg, and I get some of it too.
You would eat part of yourself.
If I had to.
At that point, it's called recycling.
Is it cannibalism if you eat yourself?
Is that
What?
probably is a different word? It'd be cannibalism.
Self-mutilation.
Cannibalism.
Why do you got a stack of beans in your garage? Goes good with the liver. What is that? Isn't that off of like,
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I ate his liver with a nice, or with something beans and
Kind of fava beans and
a bottle of Chianti.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And
Gross.
with
Don't
that,
ever do that face ever again.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That did not bode well for you.
I think we're gonna call this conversation for the night.
No, wait. I got
Okay. Hurry.
I got at least one more. This one was funny.
Okay.
He's excited.
All right then. This better be good.
I hope it's good. It was funny to me. So in China, you are not allowed to reincarnate without permission.
Where'd you get the bunny?
I just coughed. You just made me cough hard. And it stuck
I just got corona and pink eye.
In one go. In one go.
It stunk.
How do you get permission?
Did it go forward or behind?
Straight down.
We have lift off. Was it a missile?
Cam became a missile for about 0.2 seconds.
Good thing I didn't cause a catastrophe.
I don't want that leg.
I love that you sacrificed your leg for to keep everyone here alive.
I got you, boys.
We cut into Cam and he just deflates.
I just get real buff real quick. I'm like, guys, you don't want to eat me anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one to end on there.
Wait. I need to know. How do you get permission?
I don't know. It
By the
didn't go
gods,
into
by
that.
Mushu.
Is that a thing?
Oh, man.
Mushu the god?
Mushu's the dragon from Mulan.
I know, but is he a god?
I mean,
I don't
maybe
know how
you gotta
that
ask
works.
Buddha. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I didn't know you had to ask
or
permission to
like, yeah, like,
reincarnate.
who are you asking permission to? The person you're reincarnating into? Because if you're reincarnating, it's just you.
Unless it's in the afterlife and it's Buddha.
So
or,
You're like, hey man, can I go again? I want to redo that.
I can picture it now. You reincarnate. Someone behind you shows up and be like, ah! You did not ask permission. I was there.
you get born, make it to adolescence, and they show up at your house, and you're like, you didn't ask to be here.
You were a mistake.
That'd just be their parents.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's
Oh, that hurt.
that is a good way to end the night. And that we will call it a night. Great talking with you guys. This was fun. This was great.
This was funny.
This was good. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yes.
this is one I feel like we could revisit maybe.
Oh, for sure.
There was a few more, but
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment. Let us know of any weird laws you might know of in your area.
Ran
Yeah.
across or
Or if you two have
you
cough
broke.
farted.
Raise your hand if you cough farted once in your life.
Just gonna see a bunch of
emoji
hands. Do it. Fill our comment section with emoji hands.
Isn't that on Grown Ups too? Doesn't what's his name?
Oh, he does like multiple. He does like a sneeze, burp,
sneeze,
fart.
cough, fart, or whatever. Yeah, something like that.
Something
Yeah.
special. Oh my gosh, we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being a part of this crowd.
Thank you.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
guys.
next time.
See ya.
We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Ciao.